Mario Lima.
Dylan Titus.
I'm going to start that again. Something about that just didn't sit right with me because I wasn't sitting right. You can leave that in.
Oh, okay.
Connery Curious! Saga! Last Crusade! You'll live twice! And the Anderson tapes! Murder on the Orient Express! You never know what the wheel's gonna spin next! Marnie and a woman of straw! And a wounded man in Africa! We are curious of the filmography of Sir Sean Connery.
Mario Lima.
Dylan Titus. Oh, I got the power now. I just thought about that. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God, the things I could do. I could totally ruin the show. Or
Please
I
don't
know.
ruin it.
No, I won't ruin
I
it.
put a lot of work into 67 episodes of this so far.
And this is the one that like, who knows?
66 plus a 0. And this is episode 67, the first one that Mario Lima will be editing.
Yeah.
So, because I am a video editor by trade and my editing hand is going numb.
It's kind of like being like a chef in a restaurant, and you don't want to go home and cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, so absolutely.
So I've been editing all the episodes, and I just need a little break.
It'd be nice to edit something that's not me reacting to a trailer.
Yeah.
Or like streaming or something. So
Instead
it's gonna
of
be
you
fun.
listening to a conversation you've had already.
Yeah, but at least it's I'm hearing another. That's my fatigue is hearing myself talk. So at least this one I'm going to hear another voice along with it. So it'll be a little more fun. I miss editing podcasts. I used to edit the friggin' Nerd podcast all the time. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So let me know in the comments how I did this episode. Anyways, yes, we are back with another fun-filled episode of Connery Curious, the podcast where myself and Dylan Titus here go through every single film in the massive filmography of the late, great Sir Sean Connery. We love him. We love him. We love him. What were we watching today? Or what did we watch?
Oh, well, we didn't watch it today. I watched it a couple of days ago. How about you?
Also a couple days ago,
Yeah.
yes.
But for this episode of Connery Curious, we are covering 1965's Marnie.
Very, very weird to see because the whole time there was a lot of instances where I saw scenes. I never seen this movie.
Neither have I.
Never seen it. And there were certain stills. They're images I just seen from like Connery, like pages and like GIFs and stuff. And I always thought it was a Bond scene. But then seeing this movie, I'm like, oh, it was in this movie because we call it Goldfinger Connery.
Yeah.
Ish.
So,
he
let
looked.
me double check that it is indeed 65. Continue.
But it's very jarring to see him at this age.
1964. So yes, Goldfinger Connery.
So it's Goldfinger Connery.
Sorry, forgive me.
Oh yeah, no worries. But it's like it's just very jarring to see him in that thing because he's wearing a lot of similar suits that he'd wear in that era, and it just I'm like, this looks like James Bond to me. It is really weird to see.
Well, if I may, we had the same note about the film that I paired this with unintentionally in the theme song, Marnie and a Woman of Straw.
Marnie and a woman of straw!
Yeah, that one also.
There's a
could
lot
be-
in common with that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like some of the sets remind me of Bond as well.
And he's wearing nice suits.
Yeah, that gray suit. I swear, I think that gray suit he wears for the majority of the movie, it looks like the Goldfinger suit that he wears when he's in Kentucky with Goldfinger. Yeah, it's really cool to see this era of Sean Connery again because I feel like we've been definitely dipping into older Connery for a while.
All we have left is older. We've got 5 films left that aren't Sir Billy, and they're all older Connery.
Older as in age or
older isn't as in time.
So younger.
So young Connery.
So I'm excited about that. 'cause I
Everything we
feel like-
have is from 1959 to 1964, I believe.
Hey, way to end it because end how he started in a way.
That's like doing a Beatles podcast, but we've never listened to the Beatles, and except for like 2 songs, and we spin a wheel, and now we're just ending with like, "She Loves You."
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Beatlemania era.
Yeah, so it's going to be cool to kind of end there, and then the very jarring shift into Sir Billy, which is his last movie.
Which I've been talking. I think we might We'll figure it out later, but we may have a venue for that. We'll see.
Ooh, stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, so let's get right into it. I guess
Yeah.
we want to. How you want to do this? And if we want to open a wiki, do a trailer voice, and then
Let's
kind of
do
discuss
a trailer
the film.
voice. I'll just go. I'll go with the line that is given on IMDb.
Okay.
Mark marries Marnie, although she is a habitual thief and has serious psychological problems, and tries to help her confront and resolve them. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure,
Well,
that's what happens.
That's yeah.
Eventually it happens.
It does.
Eventually.
After a lot of trauma,
Prawa? A lot of Prawa?
a lot of Poirot,
A lot of Poirot?
a lot of Poirot.
God, this movie could have used some fucking Poirot.
Oh man, imagine if he took the case. Oh man.
He would have figured it out instantly.
Yeah, he just walked in like,
My darling, your mother was a prostitute and a man fell on her.
credits over, over. That's all we needed. I would say it's 2
I
hours.
could tell by the perfume you're wearing today.
So the consent. So you weren't a fan of Marnie.
No, I wasn't a fan of this
Yeah,
film.
yeah,
I was a fan of aspects of this film.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of this movie, when you get the puzzle pieces put together of why she's the way she is, I'm like, oh, cool. But at the same time, I was slightly underwhelmed, which is a fucked up thing to say, I'm sure, because I'm like,
Oh, dude, me too. Yeah.
I'm like, she must have killed so many people. Like she's like fucking, she's the Punisher. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I'm waiting for
And
her.
she's living in some kind of mental block denial.
Like she's getting triggered by the color red. I'm like, okay, it's blood, something to do with
Gotta
blood.
be, yeah.
Cool. And then the thunderstorm thing, I'm like, something traumatic happened with thunderstorm, I guess. And yeah, I don't know. It was like that kept me going. That kept me more locked in with the movie, where I'm like, I really want to find out what's going on. But then the way we kind of find out is also kind of like, it's like, you know, she kind of projects and like talking in that childish voice.
Yeah.
To kind of tell. I'm kind of like,
It was also doing a lot of telling and not showing.
yeah. So I'm like, well, I am glad we got the flashback. So if we didn't get the flashback, that definitely would have like been even another letdown too. Because I'm like, at least show me the events that happened.
We won't spoil the events that. Well, I actually already
Yeah.
spoiled them as Poirot,
Yeah.
but
Well, I mean, if you guys are watching this, hopefully you guys. We'll talk more
Yeah.
about the movie, but yeah, it's a very weird way to tell it, where it's like this movie already felt kind of long to me, but then I feel like a lot of time was wasted. And because here's the thing, Marnie as a character, I think we're just going to kind of talk about the movie as a whole for now, then we'll get more detailed.
Yeah.
But like Marnie as a character, very interesting character off the bat. She's a woman who works in different offices. She goes through a bunch of different aliases. She gets the job. She works there.
Gets comfortable enough with the management.
Gets comfortable enough, and then robs the place, and then disappears. And I'm like, that's a really cool concept for a character in general, you know? So I'm like, cool. Marnie's a cool character.
And it starts with classic Hitchcock of just a shot of the bag under her arm, and you're just like, what's in the bag?
Which looks like a
What's
fortune,
in the bag?
Looks like a fortune cookie.
Right?
You
Yeah,
go back
it did
and
look like
at
a
it.
fortune cookie.
I'll insert it here. But yeah.
She's holding a giant fortune. It's not a bag after all. She turns and it's a giant fortune cookie.
And in the end, Connery's like, "What's your fortune?"
They finally break open the cookie.
And open this says,
Guys,
"For
says the
more
cover
fortunes,
cover the proving ground.
cover the proving ground." Your Chinese word is yes.
Yeah. Customfortunecookies.com.
But yeah, it's just such a cool concept for a character. And then you have so then I'm like, okay, cool. But when she gets to this new office, Connery's gonna figure it out and find a way to stop her. But then it's like, I don't know, it just gets very weird to me.
But
because
it's an interesting twist because he figures out that she's who she is.
But
and
other than
uses
fucking
it to take advantage of her.
Yeah, but it's like
Not.
I guess, but it's like other than me telling my boss what you did, I'm gonna marry you. And I'm gonna fucking,
that's where it starts to get
that's
weird.
when it gets really weird.
At first, I thought it was gonna be like, okay, I want to commit crime too, and you're gonna help me, or something like kind of like Breaking Bad. Along the lines of like, I'll turn you in, or you're gonna cook meth with me, or I'm gonna turn you in.
Yeah.
Like
Gus Fringe kind of.
like Walt and Jesse.
Oh, Jesse. Okay.
I thought it was gonna be kind of that situation, like, okay, I hired you because I know who you are, and I will keep your secret if you and I pull off something. But then it becomes, and then I'm like, okay, cool, this is a good twist on it. He knows who she is and is gonna use it to take advantage of the fact that she's a criminal and he wants to do criminal things. But then it's not what it is at all. And it becomes the creepiest shit you can imagine.
Yeah, and very... And I often got lost in the time frame of things that are happening. Like,
Yes.
how long was everything happening? Like...
Over the course of months, it seems.
From the time the tree went through the fucking window and they kissed to like the horse racing.
When the tree went through the window and he kissed her.
Yeah.
Yeah. She does not kiss him. He force kisses her.
Oh yeah.
This is a problematic movie, folks.
Yeah. It's
for a lot of reasons. And a lot more reasons, which we'll talk about.
Yeah.
That I'm so sad that link didn't go through. I sent Mario a link to another great podcast called Behind the Bastards. If you haven't checked that one out, definitely do. They're much bigger than we are. They did a 2-part episode on Alfred Hitchcock. And the second episode is mostly about this film.
Really?
Yes.
So break it down a little bit for me, because I obviously didn't have a chance to check this out, but I'm curious, Connery curious, about what information came from this.
Whatever criticisms you have of Tippi Hedren in this movie, just don't have them. Just whatever you're like, she was like to this, or she was to... Just don't. Just don't have them at all.
I didn't really have any criticism.
She was great in this movie, especially knowing what I'm about to tell you. As far as the podcast covered, it was only these 2 films. I don't know if it's more. I'm going to look into it. I am curious. Connery curious. The first was The Birds. The second was Marnie. Hitchcock was not an attractive man, and because he was a very powerful director, he used his power in bad ways. You know where this is going. And he found Tippi Hedren. I guess she was going by a different name. He gave her that name, signed her on as an actress, and then treated her like property.
Ooh.
And during if you listen to that podcast, they go into the production of The Birds. I'm sure I've never seen The Birds in its entirety, but I'm sure you've seen shots of her being attacked by birds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was dudes on the side throwing boxes of birds at her for a week. And then they tied birds to her. They tied live birds to her. And just tortured this woman.
Jesus Christ.
And then, trigger warning, folks. Hitchcock was nothing but a creep to her the whole time. And it finally became, you're going to have sex with me. And she said no, and he tried. And she fought him off. I don't know. His advances were rejected in the end. But because of that, Hitchcock actively tanked this movie. This movie could have been so much better, but he actively harmed it in every way that he could, and he made the writers put in that scene, that that scene, the one, the assault scene
on the boat.
Yeah. He made them put that in, and the writer said, I strongly discourage this because it's tasteless, and how are you going to feel anything for Connery as a character?
Right.
He said, I don't care, put it in. All this because this woman that he was torturing wouldn't have sex with him.
What a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Ooh, that kind of ruins Hitchcock for me.
Yeah.
Damn, man.
Yeah. So.
Damn, show me the not rape cut of this movie. Like, Jesus, man, that's a fucking pity that this had to be ruined because of toxic masculinity and
horribly toxic masculinity.
Pervy people. Motherfucker, man.
So any criticism you may have had about Tippi Hedren in this movie is just like, apparently at the start of the production of this film, he had a face mask a face mold made of her face, and turned it into a mask and just had it. He just had it. It wasn't needed for the movie.
I mean, she's a beautiful woman.
Yes.
But I don't need a mask of your face. That's weird, man. What a pity.
Yeah.
What a pity, man.
Yeah. So, sorry to instantly get super fun right off the bat, but
well,
that is the context of this movie.
That's okay. That so that at least explains things. Because it's at the same time, like, I'm like, yeah, man, this could have been great, and then
it could have been great.
Hearing that makes things make more sense.
Yeah.
That's
so, folks. I'm sorry that we started off with such dark stuff, but it's one of those things where it's like, now that I know it, it makes the movie make more sense, because there were times where I was watching the movie and I was like, what? Why? Oh no! Please no! God no! And the movie didn't need to go there. The only other Hitchcock film I've seen is Psycho. And Psycho, while it has, Oedipal undertones of like him having some kind of sexual relation with his mother, it never goes to a sexual place ever. Like, you get Janet Leigh in the shower, but it's not sexualized. It's not. There's nothing that creepy in Psycho. I need to watch more Hitchcock films because they are considered classics. I have North by Northwest on DVD. I haven't watched it. I believe I have The Birds. I need to watch that, but it's just. Yeah.
Unfortunately, as it goes to the territory, sometimes, unfortunately, this is how people were back then. Where, I mean, we talk about that in art all the time.
Can't forgive it.
Yeah, but we talk about that in art all the time, where it's like the artist, did something shitty, but we love the art. So it always is a shame to hear that stuff. And again, that like tarnishes your love for it. But I still think she acted her ass off in this. I think she's still dope.
Well, he ruined her career by it too.
That's a shame,
because
man.
she was under contract by him, and he just said, "Nope, I'm not putting you in any films." And apparently, people consider this the last good Hitchcock film.
Really?
Yes. So again, I'm just going by what the Behind the Bastards podcast said, but it was a really interesting listen.
Damn.
I'll send it to you again. I'll make sure you get it.
Yeah, now I want to listen to this, man. That's insane. That's crazy. But going back to her, I think she's great. You know what was driving me nuts, though? I'm like, she looks like somebody, right?
Melanie Griffith?
No,
because she's Melanie Griffith's mother.
And Dakota Johnson is her granddaughter.
Yes, yeah.
But I thought that was kind of fun. But she looks a lot like Alicia Silverstone to me.
She does.
Like, every time I'm certain faces you see, man, I'm like...
Put in a picture.
Yeah, picture her. specifically from the Aerosmith music video, because like the
or
Crying,
Batman and Robin,
or Batman and Robin, like that era. Like I'm like looking at her, I'm like, I wonder if they're related. And like I googled both of them like to see if like someone come, and no one's made that comparison. I'm like, they look so alike. Like if they were ever to, if in another life they remade it and they put her in it, because she looks just like Marnie. It's crazy.
you could remake this and leave out a lot of aspects.
Yeah.
Or if you're absolutely gonna do it, if you absolutely have to do it, you can do it a lot more. I hate to use tastefully as the word, but like movies can handle it well. Like The Apprentice has a scene in it like that, and it's handled. It's hard to watch. It's horrifying and shocking, but as a film, it's like shot well. You're not meant to feel good about Trump afterwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we're supposed to still feel for Connery afterwards.
Yeah.
So
Well, of course, back then, of course, they want to put the man over, as it always is.
you
But
have to feel for the male character.
Yeah, but I feel like they would definitely handle it differently if they remade it today. And do we have to shoot the horse? Do we have to shoot the horse? Because that was the hardest scene for me. I mean, yes, of course, some of the other stuff is hard to watch too. That was the hardest shit to watch.
That
brother.
was, yeah.
I
I
was
was
like-
freaking out during. I was like actively like.
I was like, why do you
like
guys,
shuddering.
I'm like, no, he's fine. Like, it's good. No, because I'm like getting nervous, like, because it's funny because I was having this like funny moment, like when that moments before it's happening, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, man, this horse deserves a fucking Emmy. This horse is doing great acting here, you know? Because we see it a
Oscar,
million
you mean?
times. What's that?
Oscar.
Give him an Emmy too. Give him a Grammy too. I don't give a fuck.
Dude, make this horse the first recipient of the EGOT.
Give him everything. So I'm like, as I'm saying, I'm like, oh man, he's doing great. Look at him go, and because the green screen's very funny in this. The first time we see
the
her,
rear projection.
the first time we see her ride the horse, clearly the horse is not moving, and she's just kind of doing this. So it made me laugh.
You know which rear projection is really good though? When they're driving in the rain.
When they're driving, yeah, that shit looks great.
Some really good rear projection.
But like, yeah, it's like that got me. But like that one shot of like that, you see the wall coming, see the back of the horse's head. And I'm like, man, give this horse a fucking Oscar. And then that happens.
The actual execution of it though, like the knees hitting the wall and the horse flipping over is kind of funny.
It is funny. It reminds me of Fat Bastard in Goldmember.
Yeah.
Hope my wife fighting team is ready. It is a funny thing to look at. So I'm like laughing, but at the same time, I'm like, oh, wait, is the horse okay? I'm thinking the horse must be fine. I've seen so many movies where the horse has gone over fucking.
Never say never again.
The horse goes over into
And
the water,
swims.
and we get the shot of the horse. He's surviving. Like, hey, cool. But this one, I gotta fucking shoot it, dude.
It's fucking doing a backstroke. Hey.
Yeah, he's in a floaty. He's drinking a drink.
Yeah,
but like,
cigar.
I was like, man, why are they gonna do this, man? It was so hard to watch, and then it just kind of happens, and we move forward, and I'm like, oh my god, we're not gonna talk about that just happening, dude. Like, that was just it fucked me up, and it made me emotional the rest of the way. Cause then you find out why Marnie's the way she is, and her like freaking out like that. That made me sad too, hearing her like, "Don't touch my mommy," and shit like that. I'm like, man, this movie really hits you in a fucking weird way. That's that last act, that last 10 minutes, really, they hit you with so much emotion.
So much exposition too. No, well, not exposition, but like just so much is revealed in those last 10 minutes.
Yeah, so I'm like, I did have to rewind a little bit. So I was like, wait, because so the whole scene. I know we're skipping around a lot, folks. I'm sorry, but like this is.
Do we want to go by the Wikipedia?
I mean, I don't know. We're kind of deep into it. I think we just kind of discuss it because I'm like, kind of want to lose this thought also.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Because so that whole flashback is very. I feel like you have to watch it twice to kind of understand because, and I read the wiki to understand what happened as well. I'm like, I need to read the wiki for a second to make sure I'm identifying everything correctly. I feel like I was in a court case, you know what I mean? I'm like, I need to watch. Let me show the footage one more time so I can make my verdict. So the whole thing is, the way it's described in the wiki is the thunder hits, Marnie's out in the living room, and he comes out to console her because of the thunder.
Oh, okay.
And the mother mistakes that as him trying to molest her. and that's the whole thing of it. So I'm like, wait, was that the case?
Wait a second. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the first scene with the thunder.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the flashback.
Okay,
they
the
show at the
flashback.
end.
My mistake.
So-
Yeah, I took it as
That also felt like it was like a dream or something. Like that.
Yeah.
That tree actually, because Connery kind of like, oh well.
I
I'm gonna
definitely
give her a kiss. Like,
took that as the guy was being a creep. Did you not take it as that?
so I did, but then reading the wiki, it's saying that he was just trying to comfort her, and then it says the mom.
Let me see
Like,
exactly. what
see
it
if we can
says.
actually pull it up and read it. But like, so I'm like watching. I'm like, is that the case? Like, I don't know.
One of Bernice's clients tried to calm a frightened Marnie during a thunderstorm. Seeing him touch Marnie and believing he was trying to molest her, Bernice attacked him.
So the wiki's telling us he wasn't trying to pull a fast
Huh.
one. He was just trying to console her, which is kind of an interesting thing because like the mom snapped for a second, and like the murder was just not. I mean, the murder wasn't necessary either way. You don't have a little girl like finish him off with the fucking fire poker. Like, that's crazy. Trauma right there for the kid. But like, yeah, I'm like watching that scene. I'm like, so what am I supposed to feel?
Oh, I
What
just
am I
got a
s-
fucking shiver.
Oh, sorry.
No,
But-
you're good. That's
but-
what I'm feeling.
But I'm sitting there like, what am I supposed to feel? Am I supposed to be like, yes, they killed that rapist, but wait, he didn't really do anything. He was just trying to make the kid feel better because you heard the kid freaking out, and he was just trying to be a nice guy.
But also, I didn't take it as him trying to be a nice guy. I took it as him trying to be a creep because
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm confused. I'm like, because I took him as a creep too, but then
Yeah.
I read that and I'm like, oh, are we not supposed to feel that way? Like, I don't know.
yeah, that's
It's-
really confusing.
yeah. So it's like, looking at that, it definitely made things a little.
Thank you for clarifying that. If we had gone through the Wikipedia in order, by the time I got to that, I would have been like, "What?"
Yeah, he was consoling her. Yeah, so it's very, it's a very confusing moment for as a movie viewer.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to feel here? Like, I understand Hitchcock does interesting things like that to make you, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it was like a choice, or was it lazy, or was the wiki wrong? Like, I don't know. I don't know how it's supposed to make us feel, because I'm like, do we hate the mom now? Because the mom was like doing the shit, like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, she's kind of, is she a piece of shit for bringing these weird guys bringing her out of her bedroom while she's trying to sleep and shit? And
Yes.
then the dude to fuck her, I'm like, fuck.
It makes her a bad mother.
Like, that makes her a piece of shit already. And then at the same time, this kid fucking had to experience murder. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, but at the same time, it's like, are you supposed to cheer and be like, yeah, they killed that piece of shit guy? But he's not really a piece of shit, is he? Like, you know? It's like,
but I
what
wouldn't
are
have
you-
thought that if you hadn't told me about that from the Wikipedia.
That's what I'm
Which
saying.
makes me think whoever wrote the Wikipedia is misunderstanding, or is
Who
a dude
knows?
that like is like maybe got some kind of past or something, and he's the one that wrote it or something. I don't know. Is that like an analysis of the film that has been
I don't know.
widely accepted? Like, I immediately took it as the dude was being a creep. There was no question, because I put myself in the shoes of, if I'm going to the home of a sex worker and then they pull the daughter out of the kid's room for sex to happen in there, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And anything beyond that just implies that you are ready to be a creep.
I'm not having sex in a race car bed. Like, you know? Like, think about that. Also, side note, should we turn the lights on?
I was literally just about to say that. That's a good three.
Let's turn some lights on.
Three, two, one.
What the fuck?
Oh, not again. This always happens when we do a snap transition. I'll fix you. Hold on. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, thank God.
There we go. Sorry, folks.
All right. Yeah, it wasn't even that bad because I was right here, but it's the uncertainty, you know? Like, how come you get to do it and just stay right there? Like, but also that's uncertain too, because the last time we did it, you fucking,
At least you kept your
you
shirt on.
disappeared.
At least you kept your shirt on this time.
Yeah.
Any Hoosers.
Yeah, right? Mhm.
But yeah, so yeah, I know we're kind of jumping to the end of the movie a little bit here, but like, yeah, it was very, Very confusing situation. there.
Yeah, and that little Wikipedia detail makes it infinitely more questionable as
Yeah,
to what
man.
is actually happening.
Crazy.
Should we go through notes?
Yeah,
Should
go
we
through-
cover
go-
the Wikipedia?
Go through your notes here, and then we'll kind of. I feel like I'm kind of liking this today, where we're not like we had to rely on the wiki for a second, but now we get to have like a discussion about
Yeah.
the film, which is very interesting, and it's not very often we get to talk about a Hitchcock film. So you
Yeah,
know?
it's true. 10 out
Although-
of 10 credits.
Credits, yes.
10 out of 10 on those credits. The turning of the pages, the subtle...
Very Snow White almost.
Indeed. The subtle detail that as one page turns, you can see for a brief second through that page, the page underneath, and then once it lands, you can't see it anymore. That little detail. And great music. Bernard Herrmann on the music.
Yes.
We'll get to our score of the score later, but yeah, excellent
Well,
music.
they
from
remind you
Bernard Herrmann.
of that score very often in that
Yes.
movie. Goodness.
But
It's
that's
like,
okay because it's Bernard Herrmann and it rocked.
Oh yeah. It's like the 007 theme in Dr. No, where it's like every 5 seconds they're like, let's hit you with that theme again. Very, very memorable, which is nice.
Yeah.
So, you know,
My next note is at 3:43. That's our first sighting of Sean.
he's right there.
And
He's
he
right there in the
says,
beginning for us.
"So I gathered by a pretty girl with no references."
Pretty girl. I like when he says pretty girl. I like when he says girl.
Yeah.
Girl.
Gathered.
$1,000. So I gathered. By a pretty girl with no references.
Mother walking downstairs is creepy. Oh, yes. So, I'm sorry, I skipped a note. Okay, so we get our Hitchcock cameo at 5 minutes exactly. Did you notice that?
I don't even notice he's in it.
At 5 minutes exactly, punches in. He cameos in all of his films.
All right.
He exits a door and looks right into the camera.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and look at it.
Surprised you didn't notice a dude just looking at the camera at 5 minutes in.
No, I remember that, but I don't think I recognized it was him.
Yep, that's him.
Shit, that's crazy.
Then my next note is when Marnie is having her nightmares and the mother wakes her up and the mother is entirely in silhouette in the shadows.
Creepy.
So creepy. And then that long, slow shot of her walking down the stairs is so creepy.
I was like waiting for it to like lean in, and it was like just somebody else, or like I don't know.
Or
I
yeah,
don't-
to
I
be
didn't-
part of a nightmare.
Yeah, like I didn't know what to expect.
My next note is that do you recognize who? So Mark Rutland and his business partner, who he needs to keep coming out to the desk to check the combination.
Yeah.
Do you recognize his secretary? This is going to be a deep pull.
She looked familiar to me, but I couldn't put my finger on
She
it.
looked familiar to me as well, which is why I'm.
Crying.
Yes, I'm crying. She looked familiar to me as well, so I had to look her up. Her name is Mariette Hartley. She plays Susan Claiborne, and she also plays. I forget to look up the character's name. Oh, Carolyn is the character's name in the season 2 opener of the Incredible Hulk television series, Married.
Another Incredible Hulk pull.
Why, do we have one before?
I feel we've brought up Incredible Hulk, that show,
Oh, for sure.
so many times. I feel like it's another actor we've definitely had on the show. I can't think of what it is, though.
I'm not sure.
Well,
But I
we
do
talk
love
about that show a
I
lot.
love that old show.
We love it.
And the season 2 opens with a 2-part episode called Married, where she plays a psychologist and helps him undergo hypnotherapy to try and control the Hulk. It's
What's
very
her
good.
name? What's
It's
her
one of the
name?
few times that Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno actually appear on screen together as Banner and the Hulk.
What's her name?
Mariette Hartley.
Because I feel like I've seen her in other things. 'Cause that's an interesting pull right there. But I'm trying to see what else she's been in. Yep, Incredible Hulk. Oh, she's in Encino Man.
I have not seen Encino Man.
I guess that's it. Oh, she in MASH. Maybe I've seen her in episodes of MASH.
Huh.
Maybe that's it, because I used to be on TV all the time at my grandmother's house. So that's where I see her. She has one of those faces for sure. Could be anybody. And there's another cameo we'll talk about later that when we get to it, I'm excited I'll see if you know who it is. I'm sure you do, because I'm sure you looked it up.
But no, who was the cameo?
Not a cameo, but like the actor. When we get to Connery's house, we'll talk about it.
No, who?
Connery's father.
Who played his father?
That's Alfred from the Adam West Batman.
Wow, really?
So as soon as I saw him, I was like, wait, is that Alfred? And I looked it up. I'm like, yeah, it's him. So the whole time I'm picturing that behind that bookcase.
Alan Napier.
I'm picturing the whole time behind that bookcase better be the pole to get to the Batcave.
Mr. Wayne's residence, Alfred speaking. Who is that speaking?
Look at that.
Isn't that cool?
Alan Napier, a tall, distinguished-looking English character actor with an aristocratic bearing and a precisely modulated voice.
Very good Connery dad, I think.
Yes, I agree.
I was convinced. If I'm gonna look at him, I'm like, I've seen him in this setting before. Who is he? Alfred, baby.
And I was convinced that I had seen Diane Baker as Lil. I was convinced that I had seen her in something before, but I can't place it. Silence of the Lambs. Who was she in Silence? She's the senator whose daughter gets captured in Silence of the Lambs.
Oh.
I knew I had seen her before.
What else? Because
She's also plays Steven's mother in The Cable Guy.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay, wow. Okay,
She's
yeah.
in.
Yeah, a lot of.
She's in A Mighty Wind as the Supreme Folk Defense Lawyer.
Okay.
I love A Mighty Wind. That's a great film.
I've never seen it.
Oh, I'll let you borrow it.
All right.
It's a delight. A couple episodes of ER. Oh, one episode of ER. 4 episodes of House. 5 episodes of Unscripted. Anyway, sorry.
Did you find that relationship weird?
Him and his sister-in-law?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know why he didn't just marry her. Seemed like he wanted to. Did it seem like he killed his wife?
I like to believe that it's that Connery. He faked his death.
Or he faked...
Because he says,
or
my wife.
He was rich the whole time, and he's like, I just want to play journalist during the war. And he goes off and has a good time, and then, this is getting to be too much. I've started a relationship, and...
He also has multiple aliases.
He does.
He's also in the British Secret Service. He's the same guy.
Look at that. They're all connected.
Where was he between the time of...
Everything between 62 and... 67. Or no, 71. Everything between
It's all different aliases.
62 and 71, they're different aliases. Yeah. Actually, no, let's call it 67. Because then you got like Shalico afterwards, and you're like, you can't see Bond being Shalico.
No, he became a cowboy. I'm going to be a cowboy now.
007, I need you to go to the wild, wild west.
I need you to go
A
back
nuclear
in time.
bomb has been stolen.
It's like Austin Powers. He has like a time machine.
A nuclear bomb has been stolen and sent back to the wild, wild west.
Going back to 1887, 007.
You're going to meet up with Doc Brown. He's going to help you.
It's like, oh, yes, Basil, a pimp mobile. Yes, Austin, I knew it would tickle your fancy.
And it pulls out, it's just horses in a carriage.
That's his gadget.
I think you mean a studmobile?
A studmobile.
Do you get it?
That's like, it's these little gadgets. It's like a little like wooden box opens. It's like smoke screen, oil slick. This will make the horse poop. But they're really grenades, the little poop grenades.
Be careful they don't poop on you.
They should do that. They should just like start making James Bond, but in different like.
James Bond 1872.
Like, oh my God, imagine
James Bond 16.
make it like
the Marvel universe.
Yeah, make it like Leave Extraordinary Gentlemen, where it's like it's back in the day, but there's gadgets. Like there's like old or
Van Helsing.
Van Helsing,
Yeah.
yes, or as bad as the movie is, Wild Wild West, because that had like the really cool tech, like they had like fucking spider mechs and shit, and fucking gadgets and guns and shit. It was crazy. But that'd be interesting.
Gadgets and guns.
Gadgets and guns. Make America use gadgets and guns again. Come on. We want gadgets.
We like gadgets. We don't like guns.
We don't like guns. We'll
Not here on this podcast.
only have Bond fire it once. This once. Talking about James Bond.
Oh,
Bring
and
back
it's
gadgets.
just like up in the air.
I was having this discussion. We're talking about Bond because of course we do it. We're talking about how like how groundbreaking Die Another Day was because it wasn't afraid to show us everything. They're like that Q scene is still the most shocking thing ever because you're like, wait.
And he smells.
He's
the
the
shoe.
same guy. Like the crocodile submarines behind him, the jetpack. He
Pierce
smells
Brosnan
the Russian
is
with
Roger
love
Moore.
food. Like
Yeah.
he's like that was. I'm like bring back as great as the Craig films were. Bring back the goofy gadgets. Fuck it. That's what
Yeah.
made him great.
Yeah.
Make America Gadget again.
Jesus.
Inspector Gadget.
My next note. He knows. Does he? When he hires. When they're interviewing Marnie for the job.
Oh,
And
he's kinda like-
He's sitting so cool in the corner.
Just doing this.
Yeah. And like I'm like, he knows, but does he?
Does he know, or is he just like a pretty?
He makes it
girl?
clear later that he does. He makes it clear that he knew.
Because he's not in this. Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Because he was at the bank
True. Yeah.
and he heard the description.
That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's how we. Yeah. Because I'm like, there's a lot of that happens, but that makes sense now. But again, there's a lot of things that's like, how does he know? How does he figure these things out? Again, very Poirot, where he's just kind of like, yep, I figured it out.
Well, my next note, it must be because of all his intuition as a fucking Jaguar trainer.
I love the picture of the Jaguar. It's so funny. It's like,
It's clearly a dead Jaguar that's been stuffed.
it's a guy in a suit. It's like, oh yeah, it's just my Jaguar.
You can see the dude's hand.
But it's very funny. I got pull a picture over here. It's really fun, goofy. He's like, what's that? Oh, it's my dog.
And they never really like bring it up again. He's always referring to like women as the criminals of the species and stuff like that. But it's
He's like, I'm not sure what that was supposed to represent. Is it like? It felt again, it's kind of toxic masculinity at its finest, where it's like, I can train any creature to fucking trust. Well, he says that's what that's the line is. What did you train to do? Trust me.
Yeah.
So that right there was where I was like, is this the case where it's like, if you can trust me, we can rob the world?
I'm gonna have to watch it again, but I wonder if this film is not Marnie, but I'm wondering if this film I'm about to mention is a loose remake of Marnie. Black Snake Moan. Did you ever watch that film?
Oh, with Samuel L. Jackson,
yeah,
the
and
blues
Christina
player.
Ricci. Where he like chains her to a radiator for her own good because she's a drug addict.
Very loosely, if that's the case. Yeah,
But it's
very
that
different
like it's that
movies.
kind of thing of like, I'm going to keep you here for your own good. Like, you're just gonna go out and keep being a criminal if I let you. Like,
Yeah, I mean, suppose.
anyway.
That's an interesting pull. I haven't seen a movie in a very long time.
No, I haven't seen it. What came out 20 years ago, maybe.
Feels like forever. Jeez, we're old. That's crazy.
My next note is nope, 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 but I don't remember to what that's referring to because it's not the boat scene because that's a specific note. Oh, it's when he force kisses her.
Oh yeah.
During the thunderstorm. Yeah, nope, nope, nope. My next note is when they're at the horse races. I like that scene when she gets confronted by someone who clearly knows who she is.
Yeah, and she plays it cool as a cucumber.
Indeed. But she freaks out at the color red, right? She's wearing red. Watch that scene again. She's wearing red.
That's right.
So,
Is she? Yeah.
yeah.
Looks herself in the mirror.
How'd I even put this shirt on? The safe scene where she is robbing the safe.
Scary.
Is that the best scene in the movie?
It's the best shot of the movie.
For sure. That's that parallel
wide shot, and you see the woman cleaning with the mop and shit, and you're like, oh fuck. But like great scene, because you're like, how is she gonna get out of this situation? She's cooked. And then
Also,
takes off. Yep.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But is this where the phrase "waiting for the other shoe to drop" comes from?
All right. Maybe.
Because you're literally waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Yeah.
She puts her shoes in her pockets and sneaks off, and one shoe falls, and I'm like, now I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. Oh my god!
But yeah, it's scary, man, because you hear it drop, and then we find out, like,
Oh, the twist on the end is perfect.
yeah, it's funny. That's probably the funniest scene of the movie. Of like, then makes it to the stairs, starts going down. Another guy comes out. We're like, oh shit! And it's like, yeah, I forgot.
He yells
but
at
he's
the old
yelling.
woman.
He's like,
because
how are
she's-
you? What are what are you in a rush for? Like, I'm
You're sure making time tonight, Reader. What's the big rush?
I want to get to bed. That's the big rush.
trying to go back.
But she's
back
clearly
home.
deaf
I'm
or
like,
hard of
that-
hearing.
I'm
Excuse
like,
me.
that's so funny. Like how that went. But yeah, I just love that wide shot. We just got to hang on it for a while. No music.
Barely any sound.
Because I thought that my speakers went out or something. I'm like, I had headphones on, but I'm like, well, did I miss something? Then you hear the mopping happen. Okay, it's just a very quiet scene. But yeah, I think that's my favorite fucking scene. And man, and I didn't realize how the directions were written out in that drawer. I'm sorry, but
I couldn't remember that.
yeah, there's no
I
shot.
would need to take that paper with me everywhere.
Like I would have been here, closed it, went back.
Forgotten it already. Yep.
I'd be looking. I would have to. Nowadays we have our phones. I'm like, take a quick picture of that, and then we'll go. It's like 20 to the right, 6 to the left, 5 to the right again. It's like, how do you remember that every time? So like, I understand it when you're fucking. She's like, it's only like 4 numbers. I'm like, that's fucking crazy. Like you have to fucking do all these fucking. It's one thing if like nowadays we have buttons on a fucking safe or whatever. But I thought that was so funny. But so the whole time like thinking, there's no way she remembers that long. It's crazy, but very, very fucking tense. And yeah, I think that's one of my favorite scenes in the whole thing.
I think that is my favorite scene in the
It
whole
is.
film.
That's crazy.
It's perfect
Very,
tension.
very overwhelming safe though. When you open it, there's so much there's so much shit in there. I'm like, I wouldn't know where to look first. You know what I mean? Like, there's obviously a wad of cash there. Take that. But I'm like, but all these folders and shit. I'm like, I'd be overwhelmed to look at everything in there. I'm like, never mind. Let's close it back up. I'm gonna leave. I'm just gonna back out of here. But great scene.
My favorite scene in the film. Tense as can be. Perfectly mixed audio, followed by waiting for the other shoe to drop, followed by an amazing comedic beat that relieves all the tension of the scene. And yeah, brilliant filmmaking on that. Damn you, Hitchcock. Damn you, Hitchcock.
Damn you.
And then my next note is no, that just becomes a bunch of curly cues. No. And you know what that's about. That's the boat scene.
No, that's when Vader finds out Padme died.
Exactly. No. On a boat.
On a boat. I'll say that boat did not look like a good honeymoon cruise.
No, not at all. That looked
like
depressing.
A fucking, like a freighter.
It looked like a movie set.
Like
This boat, this damn room looks like a movie set.
Like it's like it looks like a fucking like oil tanker. Like
Yeah, it looked
like even when like the scene we'll talk about later when she attempts suicide in the pool. I'm like,
that looks like the most depressing pool.
Like, but like no one's around.
Yes, that's my next note. Where is everybody?
It's just them on. Who's driving the boat? Like you don't see.
Everyone's driving the boat.
Like you think you'd see like maybe a guy like just like leaning over the railing, like looking out the water. Somebody like around, but like the swimming pool does not look like a fun like swimming pool to be at.
It looks like a super depressing.
It's not
pool.
really like any like beach chairs around. Usually it's like you go.
Also, what was her plan? Just to lay face down in the pool until she died?
Even he says it. Why didn't you just jump off the boat? Like Connery says it for us.
I wanted to kill myself, not freeze to death.
No, he said, I want to kill myself,
not feed the fish.
Which I thought was a great line.
But wouldn't you die?
Yeah, like.
Well, why the hell didn't you jump over the side?
The idea was to kill myself, not feed the damn fish.
Yeah, I mean, the impact of you hitting the fucking water will kill you.
Depends on how high up you are, yeah.
It was pretty high. Like, I've been on boats where I'm like, I would think about it all the time. Like, if I fucking fell right now, oh my God, I'd be done instantly. Like, fuck, you know, like fuck. Bring up Herbie Lovebug all the time. When they threw Herbie off the fucking cruise ship and Herbie goes bananas. The impact of the car is crazy, and it's like, oh my god, like that would kill me. But yeah, it's a very weird of the many weird things in this movie. Yeah, it's a very like it was like when seeing that boat empty. I know it's probably just because, hey, we got a budget. We can't have a bunch of people on this boat. Whatever. It's a movie, closed set. Whatever. But there's a lot of times in this movie where I'm waiting for that Wizard of Oz moment where it's like this was all a fucking dream, because like everything feels like a dream. Again, the fucking
Very dreamlike.
I still like. Again, do we know? Did that tree actually go through the window, or was that a dream? Because Connery does not fucking react.
Yeah, and he's just like, I'll just call the help about it.
Like
I'll call maintenance about it.
Can they talk about it too? There's the piece of furniture that was from his wife,
And it just gets smashed.
And he mentions,
And he just tosses it.
and then she mentions like, I'm so sorry about that thing. It was like the
It's
last
the only thing of hers that I had left.
Well, no, he says, yeah, it's the only thing that she owned that I had, whatever. I'm like, so he's like. So I'm like sus of him. Like, do you really have a wife? What's your deal?
Yeah.
I'm sus of him. So there's a lot of things like that I'm like, okay, this could potentially make the story very interesting. But then there's no really payoff for it. Again, with your taming your jaguars and your fucking like your sus of her. Like it pays off in certain ways, but like there's certain character development that I was waiting for to happen because I don't know. I think because we live in such a spoiled era where we get all these great shows. I don't know if you've ever heard of Severance.
Oh yeah,
One of the greatest written shows ever. From fucking Zoolander himself, Ben Stiller made it, and it's like every detail is important, from the color of your pants to the sticker that's on your water bottle to like every little detail is important.
And usually with Hitchcock stuff like that
like,
I mean, it gives a little more context telling you what I told you, right?
Yeah, now
where
that makes sense.
Purposely sank his own film in quality to spite Tippi Hedren, because she was the star of the film.
Yeah,
so if the film is bad, she looks bad.
Yeah, but I mean, you gotta spite yourself. You kind of shot yourself in the foot there. But I mean, it sounds like a lot of people like this movie. I guess I didn't really get a chance to look at scores.
Yeah, give us some scores.
But
I've heard it's not super well reviewed.
Well, I had a conversation with somebody because I was talking to somebody about the podcast, 1964, right?
Yes.
And we're just he's like, "Oh, you have a podcast about Connery? That's really cool." And he was like, "To name off movies," and this is one of the movies that he mentioned. He's like, "If you've seen Marnie, that's pretty good." Okay, Hitchcock. I'm like, "Oh yeah, we're actually going to be doing that one soon." But so it seems like it's a movie people talk about. But according to Rotten Tomatoes, if I can fucking pull it up, we are sitting today in 2025, tomato meter of 80%.
Oof.
Audience score of 72. So it's high up there.
No, I disagree with those.
Let's see, top critic I'll hit. It's just the top of it. Hitchcock's elegant cinematic style, evident here and there, seems wasted in a melange of melange. How about you read this? Because I'm bad at reading.
From Time magazine. Hitchcock's elegant cinematic style, evident here and there, seems wasted in a melange of banal dialogue, obtrusively phony process shots, and a plot that congeals more often than it thickens. That's actually a really good review.
So that's the top review,
which is, I believe that's pretty on the nose. That's correct.
Yeah, but that's crazy.
I agree that
it's so beloved.
A lot of Hitchcock's style is kind of wasted here. Like my next note is there's a Dutch angle dual window shot. You know what I'm talking about? I didn't write the time stamp down, but it's a shot where he shows a second story window and a third story window, and he gets them both by making a Dutch angle. and there's people hanging out of each of them. You know what I'm talking about?
I think I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah. I'll try to pull it up.
If I can find it, I'll send it. But it's a really good shot. So much that I made a note of it. But it's also like purposeless. You know.
They're just trying something fun. Like, oh, try to get that shot.
Which is fine. But like I agree with that. A lot of his style is kind of wasted.
And now we know why.
My next note is language. Does the horse bringing forgive the rape? She's real quick to forgive him because he brings the horse.
Well, I mean, it was a nice gesture for sure. Either way, I guess. But like, I don't know. It's that sort of. I've kind of witnessed something like this recently. No rape was involved, but like I'm not gonna name names, but there's a certain person I know who's female that's dealing with something in the content creation space with somebody who's a male who is like doing very nice things for them, but also telling them that like they can't do it anymore, but then because of financial reasons, but then showing that appreciation to somebody else in front of them. So it's it's almost like Connery that's a power move to me. I'm seeing it as a power move of like, you know, I can fuck with your emotions because I want to.
Yeah.
I can. So this I feel like is like, it's kind of that where it's like he's I don't know.
He's manipulating her emotions.
Because I believe like a part of him did like he has love for her, but also he's like, I want to have that power against you. I don't know, because I did feel like he truly did care, especially in the end where it's like, you know, he really wants
determined to get that story out.
He wants to figure out what's wrong with her.
If you cut out that boat scene, it's fine.
He's a great guy.
He's fine.
Yeah.
It's just you can't forgive that one scene.
Yeah.
I'd be really interested to cut that scene out of the movie completely. The horse doesn't forgive.
Yeah.
The horse is like the horse.
The horse is like, I know what you did last summer.
You know what the horse says to that? Forgiveness? Nay. Thank you.
Although, you know what's really funny about that scene though, I don't know why, it just made me laugh because he pulls up in the car. Great car, by the way. So the funniest part about that scene to me is like it's very abrupt. She's excited to see the horse, and she immediately jumps on it and just fucking takes off and jumps the fucking fence. And
what if that's when the horse trips immediately?
No. But like, a part of me was like, is she gonna like try to escape or something? But like, I don't know, she doesn't really. But like, yeah, it's really it was just really funny to see her jump the fence. But it's kind of like foreshadowing too, in a way. And that's what makes that fucking scene more heartbreaking, because I'm like, I know this motherfucker can make it over the fence. He's going to make it over the stone wall, no problem. And he fucking whiffs it. I'm like, you got to be shitting me. You know what I mean? So that killed me that he did that. Like, that's the, I don't want to talk about that scene.
Yeah, that scene wigged me out.
It did, man. I don't like it. Any Animal Crew, like, I'm that guy that looks on doesadogdie.com every time I see a movie. I'm like, if that dog's going to die, I'm not watching the movie. I don't like it. I'll watch people get mowed down in a fucking like action movie. I don't want to see that.
My second to last note is Foreo.
I kept calling him Oreo. If I thought his name was.
But it's 4 Oreos.
4 Oreos. Quad stack Oreo.
Quadruple stuffed.
Delicious.
So I'm almost done with my notes anyway. So.
Yeah, I mean we kind of jumped around, but like yeah, I'm running dry as well.
Yeah. So, who's knocking on that window? Do you think that's part of a dream? That's got to be when she's asleep in the bed and there's somebody knocking at the window outside.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like some kind of symbolism, or who was it? You know,
I'm thinking it was part of a dream.
I think it just got to be just because even he demonstrated who's knocking, Marnie, who's knocking, and we don't know. But you know. I will say though, this movie definitely had a abrupt but also better finished than the last movie we watched, was Time Bandits. Yeah, Time Bandits, man, we got fucked up in the end. You know what I mean?
This was a more satisfying ending than Time Bandits for sure.
It's just like,
as goofy and funny as Time Bandits ending was. Yeah, this was a better ending because at least it was resolution.
yeah. Although I will say it's a little. So what happens at the end? So she's not going to prison. He's like, it's like so. Oh, like, I don't want. So first, she's like, I want to go to prison.
Yeah. What? Yeah. There is. Okay. So there's resolution on what happens.
The whole thing is
on
like
what happened to Marnie as a child, but not what happens to her as an adult going forward.
Yeah, but she's like, Connery's like, what will make you feel better? She's like, oh, I don't know. Maybe I should go to prison or something. It's like, oh, no. And she's like, oh, I want to go to prison, whatever. And then they walk out, and she's like, I don't want to go to prison. And like, oh, well, not after I talk to them. What's he saying? Like, is he going to defend her? Like, I'm like, are they going to continue their relationship?
And then they just drive off, and the movie's over.
Yeah, the kids are playing in the fucking streets. I'm like, so like that's my question at the end of the movie. I'm like, so what does happen with Marnie? You know, I mean, is she going to prison? Is she fine? Like the mom's kind of sitting there like a bummed or whatever, and then, you know, what's going on with that little kid, that little girl bringing home those fucking muffins or whatever to her mom's house? We don't know. There's questions to be answered.
And to just expose, just to force trauma revelations upon a family, like that mother's not going to be all right for a while.
Yeah, it's that repressing that stuff for years, you know what I mean? Eats up at you. But yeah, it's an interesting ending. It's resolved, but kind of what I mentioned earlier, where it's like it's a 2-hour flick. It's not that crazy time wise, but at the same time, I feel like there is definitely a lot of wasted time here, because again, you're trying to figure out what's Marnie's deal, blah blah blah, and then the movie just kind of just ends fast, where it's like we get fucking trauma dumped real fucking quick. In 10 minutes, we're like, okay, boom, this happened. We watched the horse die. We figured out why she doesn't like the thunder and the red. We see the blood everywhere, and boom, we're done.
Yeah.
And then let's go get some ice. Put your clothes on. We'll get you an ice cream. But it hits hard. It hits fast.
You know what else this movie reminded me of was Gone Girl. Did you see Gone Girl? David Fincher, Rosamund Pike, and Ben Affleck. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, no, I've never seen that.
It reminded me a lot of this, especially that scene where, hey, aren't you this woman? You introduced me to this person. You remember? You know, like that. That scene is very Gone Girl.
Yeah, I did like that, man. I was like very. Like, is this dude like for real? One tense scene is the party.
Oh my god!
When the guy shows up and we're like, oh shit, he's here.
That was such a tense scene. Holy shit!
That one is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like when they see, like, oh shit, he's here. So we gotta fucking move out of there, and we get to see Connery in his Bond tux, which is fun.
There were so many opportunities for perfect tension and really quality scenes, but then a lot of it gets squandered.
Yeah.
Probably by Hitchcock pulling threads out. You've got a nice sweater, but if you pull threads here and there, it starts to fall apart.
Yeah.
You know? You want to know? I got Marnie and A Woman of Straw, very similar. But my very, very last note is I feel so unclean. This movie made me feel pretty unclean.
Yeah. Very clean. Yeah, it's definitely like not it's definitely not up there with the cozy movies.
No, God.
Sure.
It's no Murder on the Orient Express.
Yeah. It could be though.
It very much could be.
It fucking could be.
The color scheme is cozy.
Yeah, like
it's beautifully shot.
Everything else feels cozy about, but the story of everything does not feel good.
No.
You know, even like it's like, everything else, very bright and colorful. I love them. The car scenes are great. You know what I mean? I love those old 60s
rear screen
projections and stuff. Like everything feels very cozy.
Technicolor.
Yeah, Technicolor, but then like just very dark undertones story wise, and I think it's a bummer. But But yeah, we'll talk about our scores in a minute. But yeah, that movie could be fucking phenomenal. Which, I mean, according to some people, it is.
Yeah,
but,
it definitely was missing a lot for me. Yeah. It had all the ingredients to be great, like the human race. It just didn't do everything with it. Yeah.
Like give me that cut where Hitchcock was firing on all cylinders, man, and not being a piece of shit, man. I want to see what did he hit that was like, you know, like it's making me want to watch more Hitchcock just to see what else he's been.
Yeah,
I've seen Psycho, but nothing else.
I'll let you borrow The Birds and North by Northwest.
Yeah, I gotta check those out. Just to really get a taste and be like, you know, what could have been.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And
that's all I can say.
I'm wondering if in The Birds it suffers from the same things because he was also torturing Tippi Hedren.
What year's Birds?
63, I think. 62 or 63.
So, yeah, that's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy, man.
So yeah, it makes me feel unclean.
Unclean.
What do you say? Should we move on to our ratings?
I think so, man. As we do every single episode, we finish our discussion here, and we're going to go over our review scores of everything from the SH, the sexy rating, the musical score, and then we'll move on to the film itself and the man himself, Sean Connery. So, yeah, we'll start off with the SH.
Go ahead, bud.
So this is, of course, early Connery. Our SHs get thicker as we go. It was never thick. I am curious, though. What did I give it in Goldfinger?
4.
That sounds about right. I think I was going to hit it at a 4.5. I'll stay with 4 because it's, again, I feel like I'm watching Goldfinger sometimes while watching this movie. I'm like, is this a Bond movie? You know what I mean? Same sounding Connery, so I'm going to stick with the 4. Nothing hit me as very hard-esh that I can remember. So, sticking with the 4.
I'm going to give it a 1.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't hear it much at all.
I feel like it was here. Like, I'm trying to think. There was something he might have hit a couple times, but he's very, go.
If while you're editing you hear something, punch it in.
Yeah. So
I didn't hear much.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think unfortunately with this movie, I feel like I was very. The attention was not on Connery for me.
No, it was on her.
So I think that's the problem I had here. Whereas, like, sure, I'm watching for him, but I'm like, I'm watching her. I'm watching every other character to see what's going on. So, like, I felt like I felt like he was very secondary, which he is. He's second billing on the movie. But, yeah, so maybe that was my problem there. I just was not focused on him as much as I should have been. Which is funny because this is the most Connery we've had in a long time. We didn't have him last time. You know what I mean? Time Bandit's in there for fucking 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And he's in the whole movie. So
I wonder what we'll get next. You never know what the wheel's going to spin next. Marnie and a Woman of Straw.
Good man, that will. Is this the last movie from the theme song?
Yeah, it is. We've covered all the songs from the theme song. All the films from the theme song.
We completed the theme song. Let's fucking go.
Zardoz, Last Crusade, You Only Live Twice, and the Anderson Tapes.
Wow.
Murder on the Orient Express. You never know what the wheel's going to spin next. Marnie and a Woman of Straw. I Know a Good Man in Africa.
We are curious of the filmography of Sir Sean Connery.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Is that a turkey? All right, we'll move on to the sexy rating. What are you giving it, bud?
Oh, man. Obviously, a lot of this is not sexy because there's gross sexual things here. But he looks amazing. Of course, it's golden era Sean Connery. Marnie,
Tippi Hedren.
Tippi Hedren, sorry. She's beautiful. My goodness, she's beautiful.
Yes.
Again, I used to have a massive crush on Alicia Silverstone, so I think that was like one of the factors. I'm like, my God, she looks just like
She's gorgeous.
She's just so beautiful.
You can see why Hitchcock was obsessed with her. She's stunning.
Oh,
and
she's
she was a model before she was an actress. So.
Oh, yeah, it shows. Yeah, like just her facial structure. It's like she's just a movie star, man. Beautiful. So I give them high praise, high points. beautiful looking people, but the movie itself, we're talking about the movie itself, it's not sexy. So I think it's going to get a 2, which is a point for Connery, a point for her, and everything else is disgusting.
Wow. All right. Well, then, by
I
that
got to
logic,
put the actors over.
I'm going to give it a 1 for her.
Right.
And that's it.
You didn't think Connery was good? I mean, he's gross as a character.
Yeah. No,
But-
because of that. I didn't think
that
it
killed
was,
it for ya.
because he was gross as a character, he wasn't attractive. Like, to be honest, in Action of the Tiger, or not, I'm sorry, in Action of the Tiger.
He looked great in Action of the Tiger, yeah.
Tarzan's Greatest Adventure.
He looks great.
He looks great, but he's assholes in both of those movies, so I'm not attracted to him. But if I just saw a picture of him, I'd be like, hello.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know what I mean? But the actions determine a lot about how sexy somebody is.
Yeah.
You know, if the most gorgeous woman in the world is stabbing me to death, I'm not not gonna think she's sexy.
I don't know. There's some women I wouldn't mind punching me across the face.
Fair enough.
Anyways, that's for another podcast.
Alicia, is that what you do? You punch Mario in the face?
Yeah, I don't get this kind of look just by sitting around.
Look at these
looking pretty.
chiseled jaws any other way.
This beard is fake. It's covering up a lot of scars.
It's padding.
It's fat. Yeah, it's fat, so I don't fucking die. But anyways.
Alrighty, the musical score.
Man, most unforgettable fucking music score ever. The same song, I feel like.
Punch
the
it
whole
in
time.
here.
Yeah, this is the whole. Oh my god. So yeah, you hear that we'll call it the Marnie theme, the whole way through. It's a
The Marnie motif.
It's great. It's like the Spider Suite from the Raimi movies.
Right.
Ding 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 ding. You know, but like you hear every single scene.
Marnie.
But yeah,
Choir.
so as I always do when it comes to music, I tend to judge it upon how good it sounds, and if it's memorable, it's fucking memorable, man. So I liked it. It's not a bad theme, but definitely got sick of hearing it the whole fucking movie. I think it's great. I think it gets an 8 from me. I think it's very good, and it's one of those things. If we did like a quiz where we like had to listen to musical scores from these movies,
Oh, that's a good one.
it's gonna be easily identified.
That's
I
a
think.
good one.
We should try that.
Okay, so maybe I pick 5 and you pick 5.
And we all have to listen like,
Yeah.
to figure out what, like, we'll do like an easy one, like up from a Bond, and then we'll do like some
Yeah.
deep cuts. But
Let's
yeah.
do that. That's a fun one.
Want to do that?
Let's do that.
Write that down.
You
We're
pick
gonna do
5, I
that.
pick 5.
Let's do that. Yeah,
Um,
that's gonna be a fun one. That'll be a little side video we can do. But yeah, I'm gonna hit it with a solid 8.
All right, Mario. Here's the next one. Shalico, Shalico. He rode white horses down to
I'm
Mexico.
gonna say The Hill.
Yes.
Yes. They play it on the radio, but well, they're in the
Outland?
prison. Outland. It's got to be Avengers. That's gonna be a fun one.
A
because
good man in Africa is hard to find.
honestly, good Man in Africa might be tough because I'm gonna get that and Medicine Man probably mixed up because they're kind of similar.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a fun. Yeah, we gotta do that.
Let's do that.
We gotta do that.
Yeah.
I might want to pick 10. I think
Okay, let's do 10.
Yeah, 'cause I think there's gonna be a lot that I'm
Let's do it.
gonna want to do, especially like in the Bonds too. Like that's gonna be fun too. If we do like the 007 theme, but we like which movie is that in? Is that in Thunderball or is it the one they use in?
And are we gonna
Diamonds?
give clues or no clues?
I'll
Multiple
allow
choice?
I'll allow multiple choice. Yeah, 'cause
Multiple
I'm-
choice might give it away though, 'cause you might see it. Oh, there it is. Duh.
Yeah, we'll allow lifelines if we really need 3
Okay.
lifelines.
Okay.
We'll figure it out. Okay, where were we? Your
musical score. This will be the one where I top you. I'm giving it a 9.
Ooh, very
Bernard
good.
Bernard Herrmann is fucking awesome. Excellent score.
Yeah.
So
I just heard it so much. I was like, okay, now it's starting to bother.
it is a little repetitive, but if it wasn't so good, I don't care because it's so good.
Yeah,
You know?
it's like hearing. Honestly, it's like hearing the Sam Raimi theme because from Spider-Man, because you heard that all the time, but it was always effective when you heard it. And so I do think
It's
that
used more
being-
effectively than the Bond theme is in Doctor No.
Yeah, but this is used effectively too. It's just like the way it hits. It's very memorable, and it helped elevate some scenes for sure for me. So I think that's what's important in music, man. In a film, it's like have it be something meaningful, and music should be there to elevate your scene, not just to be playing in the background. Like, sure, it's cool to see Bumblebee and Transformers fighting to "Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years," but at the same time, it's like have some meaning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that same movie. When did you see the last Transformers movie?
No, I didn't.
At the end, it's not really spoiling anything, but there's a giant explosion. Optimus Prime is driving away from it, and it plays the theme from when the first Michael Bay movie, when they're first coming to Earth. It plays that theme. And that gave me goosebumps because I'm like, I remember that theme. Because I remember being very excited for the first Transformers movie when it came out. And that theme was very memorable. And so that's effective. Because the whole movie, it's supposed to be disconnected in a way. It's set in the 90s. But when they hit the Michael Bay theme of, I think the track's actually called Coming to Earth or something.
It's called the Michael Bay theme.
The Michael Bay theme. But like, it's the way they just sprinkle it in. And only certain people heard it. Like, I heard it. No one else heard it. And then I would see like TikToks of people like saying, "Did you notice this?" I'm like, I wasn't crazy. That's from that movie. So you got to make the music meaningful. And a theme like that in Marnie, you can make meaningful, but try not to beat you over the head with it all the time. But there were times when it was used, and I'm like, okay, you're elevating that scene. I like it.
I would love for you to punch in a montage of literally every time it was used.
Oh, you're gonna watch the whole movie right now. This is the whole movie.
All right. Next rating.
The film.
Before we do that, do you mind if I take a Connor pee?
Yes, we'll be right back after these messages.
Oh, no. We're not doing that again.
Yeah, don't do that.
No.
Discipline 007. Discipline.
Okay.
And we're back.
And we're back. Film rating.
All right. So. It's a film.
It is a
It's a film. It's a film that I would rewatch, but for different reasons. Because I just feel like I need more answers for things. I'm like, did that really happen? Maybe I can analyze this a little better. I don't know. Again, like that final, that flashback scene. I'm like, what really happened there? So I think in that, it's like makes it interesting. Like, again, this is a movie. This is a movie that could be a 9 easily if it was executed differently. You got so many great pieces here to make a great sandwich, but you just didn't use them all. You know what I mean? It's like there's so
or
many.
you had
things.
a good sandwich and then you actively pulled ingredients out.
Yeah.
And be like, you know what? I don't like this. You know what? I don't like this. And be like, but you do like that. But fuck it.
No.
I don't need a sandwich that tastes good.
No, I just want fucking bologna and cheese. That's what it is. This movie's a bologna and cheese sandwich. It's like it gets you through lunch, but it's not what you wanted.
And the bologna is the rape scene.
Yes.
Because originally it was a beautiful roast beef sandwich with cheese and au jus and it was gorgeous. And then he's like, you know what? Rip that out. Bologna.
Yeah, it does feel like that, where it's like it could be so good.
Yeah.
It could be so good, but
Hitchcock had to be a fucking creep.
Yeah, he thought with his cock and not his hitch.
You hear that, folks? Think with your hitch and not your
cock.
Exactly.
That's it. So I think so. And that being said, the only reason I'm keeping it above a 6 is because I do believe it has some great cinematography. There's some great shots in here, even though sometimes they aren't. They don't help push the story all the time. But I'm gonna remember that fucking safe scene all the time. If you gave me like a quiz and you show, like, you ever do those quizzes online where like they'll give you a movie still, you got to guess what the movie is. Like, you put that.
Should we do that as well?
That could be fun too.
That's a good one.
We got ideas,
That's a good
content ideas. But yeah, we just. But it seems like that very iconic. So I think I'm gonna give it a 6.5 for that. Because again, it's just like there's shit in there that's like yeah, there's problematic shit. Obviously, I mean, like that stuff happens in movies, but then but finding out the context of behind the scenes, that shouldn't happen, man. Don't air your dirty laundry in the arts. Don't ruin the art because of what's happening in real life. Don't record a song, but the fucking vocals are angry because you were angry that day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When it should be a nice song. You know what I mean? It's a shame because especially with how legendary Hitchcock is and these movies are, this ruins it, man. This ruins it for you. And it's our boy. Our boy's in it, Connery. We want him, like he's our favorite player.
And playing yet another rapist.
Like we want to see him do cool shit. Like
how many rapists has he played since we've started?
Too many.
Too many.
Do we count Bond as a rapist?
Kinda, yeah.
Like,
what are we doing this podcast for?
Because he's
a good actor.
He does fucking
and
banger movies.
it's dismissing the craft that goes into all of these films by all the other people that work on them.
And it just shows to and we do it because there's so much that someone like him has done that you might necessarily never fucking see.
We never would have watched Memories of Me or Playing by Heart.
Never would have watched Shalako, probably. I had no idea he was a cowboy movie.
Sword of the Valiant would never have been on my movie watching list.
And it's one of my favorites to watch now.
Indeed.
I talk to people about Man Who Would Be King all the time.
It's a great one.
I'm like, please go see this movie. I feel like I may like what Kirk Hammett did to the fucking Greenie Les Paul, where he's like he wants people to be able to see that guitar in person. I want people to see Man Who Would Be King. I walk around with a DVD. I'm like,
maybe we should find a way to do a showing of it somewhere.
Cool.
It's a bit long.
Yeah, but rent out a theater.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want people to see it. But anyways, yeah, I've talked way too much.
No, you're good. It's worth hearing your opinion, man.
Yeah, let's have you do your spiel on it.
I'm gonna give it.
It's hard, right? It's hard to justify.
Tell you
movie.
what, I can't give it a 6. I'm gonna give it a 5.75.
Okay.
Yeah. For an average of 6.13.
Nice.
But yeah, it's
tough.
I can't.
It's a lot of weird shit.
Sanction that scene, and it ruins the whole movie. And
that and the fucking killing of a horse.
Yeah, and Connery being, pressing kisses on her, and there's just a lot that's wrong with this movie, and it doesn't. In the same way that a horse does not forgive an assault, good cinematography does not forgive bad writing.
Well said.
It can be real gorgeous to look at, but if I don't like the character, yeah,
it takes you out. Yeah.
Yeah, I just shaking my head. So yeah, 5.75 for me, which brings us to our final rating. It's gonna be a tough one here.
Oh man, that's a shame. Again, I think I got to rewatch the movie because I was taken away. The attention was taken off him. Yeah. And it was a shame because that's the point of the show, is to analyze his performance in the film. Not a bad performance. Connery doing his job, being the character he needs to play. Still very charming. Connery will always be one of the most charming actors ever. Just certain ways he talks and everything. Very charming, very suave. So for there it starts at an 8. He's suave. He's delivering the lines. He looks good doing it. He's a leading man for sure. Then you just have the weird acts of just like
assault.
What's the word? not candle lighting. What the fuck's it called?
Gaslighting.
Gaslighting.
Yeah.
Sorry. The elements of gaslighting this person sort of here, and with the here's a horse, even though I tried to rape you on a boat, all this shit like that,
Yeah.
or whatever. So
No,
yeah.
you're crazy, and if I let you go, you're just gonna cause more problems.
Yeah, that's the definition of gaslighting, isn't it? Like,
To some
basically,
extent, convincing her that it's all her fault.
yeah. So it's very confusing. You know, if I was in that situation, I'd be like, does the dude like me? So I think for that, it's still Connery playing a character, and I'm still gonna give it a 7. I think because it's
Really?
it's not my favorite character ever. Maybe a 6. I think I'm gonna say 6.
6,
because
okay.
it's like, again, he's a piece of shit, but also it's like that's the character. You know, that's just the character he's playing. Not necessarily him doing it. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to, you know. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is gonna be Doctor Doom. He's got to play a villain. You know, he's been a hero all his life. Now he's gonna be a villain. You know what I mean? You just got to play that character. Unfortunately, the shitty character, because like, who's to blame here? Connery or Hitchcock? You know, it's like you can't really blame him the whole time. But yeah, it's definitely not in my top 10 of Connery characters. But it's still just like Connery 101. It's a classic performance. I still think he looks good in it. So I think, yeah, I'm gonna give him a solid 6 there. I'm just gonna give him the 6.
Okay, I'm gonna give him a 3.
Okay.
Because I did not care for the character. I did not care for the performance, and as you said, he kind of falls to the background a little bit because you're paying attention to her and her story, and because of that, he did feel just like a supporting character that I didn't like very much. And it was really hard to get behind enjoying any aspect of his character. He was pompous right from the start. He looked good, but it was like, that doesn't carry him as an actor.
Yeah.
In this, at least. The character being a shit really carries a lot of weight for his performance for me, because he's investing in making that character a shit. And I don't know, just not a memorable performance for me, except for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
You know, like, this is, I said this on the last episode. I had some clients here, and the topic of James Bond came up, and one of the women said, is that like he, like, I don't want to watch any ones where he like kisses women. And I'm like, yeah, those are the Connery ones. Like, those are definitely, I feel like this movie is the movie where he force kisses.
Yeah.
Like, for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, Goldfinger too, but like, this is, his actions are damn near unforgivable.
Although I will say about the kissing,
They are unforgivable. They're completely unforgivable, not near unforgivable.
Yeah. I will say about the kissing, though, they did seem weirdly slow. Where it's like, she could have pulled away, but she didn't really.
She enjoyed him kissing her. So
because that first one, very sensual to me.
Yeah.
It is like just the kiss on the forehead and all that.
Yeah.
And like the one on the boat, that's definitely felt forced. But like, yeah, that one, I was like, it's just,
you could argue that the one in the office when the tree comes through the window, you could argue that one is her embracing comfort during fear. Yeah.
So it's
but still,
very
wrong
odd.
time to kiss her. Wrong time.
Very wrong time. But hey, sometimes wrong is right. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
It's a good movie.
Nope.
That's a good movie.
Wrong is Right is a good movie,
Watch
yes.
that episode, Wrong is Right, over on YouTube. One of our
Yes.
favorite movies. I'm still going to hang that poster.
Alrighty, so shall we review our ratings here?
Let's review the ratings.
Our average SH rating is a 2.5.
Whoa.
Our average sexy rating is a 1.5.
Whoa.
Our average musical score is an 8.5.
Oh.
Our average film is a 6.13. And our average Sean rating is a 4.5.
Wow.
For a total Sean rating of 46.25.
Damn.
Which is pretty low.
It's the lowest we've had in a while.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, gotta wonder What's next?
What's next? So,
What's
guys, we're going to find out what's next. We're going to go over to wheelofnames.com to spin the wheel of curiosities to figure out which film we have next. And there are not many left, Dylan.
Not at all.
It is getting, the pizza slices are huge now. And I think it's your turn this week.
Did I spin Marnie?
I thought it was me.
I think I spun Marnie. Either way, you can spin.
You sure?
Yeah,
I'll
but you got to read off what's on the list. So.
First of all, let's just take a quick look at this.
It's filming the screen, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll punch it in here.
But okay, so the slices are huge.
Yeah, we got 5 films left.
A Night to Remember, On the Fiddle, No Road Back, Anna Karenina. It's like the tap that spins in the way, and Hell Drivers.
Yeah. We got 5 films left, and then Sir Billy.
So 6 technically.
But 5 random ones left. Well, technically 4 random ones left.
This is really weird to look at, man.
I want Hell Drivers because Chris Hunt said he'd come back for Hell Drivers.
Yeah, let me see that, man. I think that's the only one I feel like I
could also go for A
enticed
Night
by.
to Remember because I've heard nothing but fantastic things about it.
True, I have heard about that as well.
Looking at it online.
Man, I can't believe we're at this point, man.
Neither can I.
Wow.
That once had 75 movies on it.
Jesus. Look how far we've come, man. We're in a studio now. We used to be just fucking talking on Zoom.
We used to be doing this every week because we were both unemployed at the time.
Yeah, now we're working, but we're fucking getting through this, man. We got to finish the story here. So, shall I do it?
I think you shall, Mario. Are you about to spin the wheel of curiosity?
Oh, Anna Karenina.
Anna Karenina.
All
Alrighty.
So there we are. Now it's 4.
Oh my God!
So weird
look
to
at
look
it. It's
at,
perfect. It's perfectly crossed.
It looks like what's that game with the lights?
Oh, Bop It.
Not Bop It. It's like a light game.
Simon.
Yeah. Damn, man. So Anna Karenina, that's available where?
Online. I had to find that one by. Right? I think I found it on YouTube.
All right. We could drop a link somewhere if you guys want to check it out.
We'll do. I've got a copy of it. It was a TV release. If I can't find it anywhere else online, I will put it up online. The same way we did with Adventure Story.
Hell yeah.
Hell
yeah. So, all right, man. So I'm excited for this next one.
Me too.
We're on the. This is like our road to WrestleMania here, man. We got like 4 more to go, and then the big one.
5 more.
Yeah, we'll call it 4. Then we're gonna find a way to do the last one. We're still planning ideas, but. I'm excited, man. I'm really excited, man. This is cool, man. We've been doing such cool shit, man.
Hell yeah. And we just came up with some new ideas.
Yeah.
And honestly, you just came up with another one. Top 10 Connery roles.
Ooh.
Because Murder on the Orient Express might be my favorite film that we've watched, but that's not my favorite Connery role.
Yeah, those videos might be something that come out like right before Sir Billy. Like I'll be like the build. Be like let's do our. But
what if Sir Billy becomes our top? What if top 5 favorite Connery roles? Number 1, Sir Billy.
I do think Sir Billy is going to end up being a favorite of ours, just because I think for sentimental reasons.
In
being
the
last
same way
one,
of Sword of the Valiant.
I really do think it is, because again, I've refused to watch anything of it. I think me and you watched a trailer a really long time ago because we were curious about it.
I'll show people the trailer if I'm talking about this podcast and this comes up.
Yeah.
Because people will ask, be like, "What was the last thing you did?" And be like, "You want to just see what the last thing you did is?" And I'll play the trailer. Because people won't believe me when I tell them that. I've literally had experiences where like, yeah, the last thing you did was an animated thing and it's terrible. And I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, here, look at the clip.
And then here it is. So I feel like it is going to be something that we're going to enjoy in some way, because it looks funny. It's kind of like how the Minecraft movie's doing right now, where it's like, I haven't seen it. I'm sure it's terrible, but like, I don't know if we've been seeing...
It's got some audience, yeah.
I don't know if you've been seeing these people have been going crazy in the theaters.
No, I haven't.
Like, acting like it's like Avengers. Like,
Jesus.
people are like throwing popcorn and making a massive mess. I feel bad for the fucking workers, my God. But like people are like, there's like a cult following of like where they're like, people like the movie made $1 billion. It made money, you know. And I think we'll find that joy in Sir Billy somehow, where it's like, you know, again, it's the same thing as Sword of Valiant. Like we talk about that movie, it's like not the greatest movie of all time. We just enjoy it because it's a fun time for us. It's like him in a costume we never expect to never see him in.
Ridiculous dubbing and great stupid practical special effects.
Everyone has that dumb movie they like, you know. Besides that, it's like me and my friend Andrew Lima, who love Cat in the Hat, Nutty Professor, and so like this goofy fucking movies that we find hilarious for different reasons.
Hopefully, Sir Billy will have that effect. Hopefully,
I really think it's.
Hopefully, it won't be a painful experience.
I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be good. I feel really good about it.
Me too.
They're really. We find a way to make things fun, so I think.
For
it's
sure,
gonna be good. So we are so looking forward to this. The final like chapter, man. The final few movies, and we'll give you guys details on the last episode very soon. And
you know what? Let me search right now, see where we can find Anna Karenina.
Yeah,
because we used to send everyone off with like, here's where you can find it. So let me just search. You continue what you're saying. I'm sorry.
But yeah, we're excited to finish off this next few movies, and we'll give you guys more information on the final episode. If we're gonna do, I know we talked about doing a live thing for a while, so we're gonna figure that out very soon, and it's gonna be a good time, man. And I'm excited to close the Connery book.
It's on YouTube.
It is on YouTube. So we'll provide you guys with a link in this episode, in the description. Just go to the bottom of the description, and we'll toss a video if you guys want to watch along and get ready for the next episode.
Restored in 4K, too.
Well, there you go. How long is it?
An hour and 48 minutes.
Quick, under 2 hours to watch, chap.
1 year before Dr. No.
Well, there you go. All right, so we'll toss in a link in the description below. All right, man. So that was Marnie. Sean Connery will return in, you say it,
Anna Karenina.
Anna Karenina.
Which will probably be about 2 or 3 weeks from now when we get to it.
We'll be back very soon, and we hope you guys join us as well. Until then, I've been Mario Lima.
And I've been Dylan Titus, and as always, folks,
stay
curious.
Connery Curious.
You've been listening to Connery Curious, a Titus Compositions and Friggin' Nerds Media podcast. Follow us on Instagram and YouTube at Connery Curious for updates, memes, and episode clips. You can also visit Dylan on Instagram at Titus Compositions to hear other podcasts and original music, watch music videos, or even pick up a great vinyl record. For more discussion about your favorite films, comics, and games, and a network for all things nerdy, visit me, Mario, at Friggin' Nerds Media. You can rate, review, and share the podcast in-app, which helps us grow the show and reach other curious Connerys out there. Thanks for spending time with us. Have a great day, and remember, stay curious.